Welcome back to Atom Theory, where we talk about startups, investing, and life in general. In today's video, I wanted to talk about an aspect of life that many young people go through, that life event being college. For me, I always knew that college was on the roadmap of life. Growing up in an Asian family, not getting a degree was a non-starter. So it really came down to where I wanted to go and what I wanted to study. Spoiler alert, my parents wanted me to be a doctor. So that was what I set off to become, a doctor. I chose the University of Wisconsin in Madison and embarked on a journey of STEM classes and a pre-med course load. I wasn't a perfect student by any means. If there was a hint of bad weather, I skipped class, and if it wasn't a small classroom setting, I was probably dozing off in a chair closest to the exit. That all being said, I truly enjoyed the college experience, and I know that I learned a lot of skills that I still use today. But there is a big but. If I could do it all over again, would I do it the same way? And I don't think I would. I think I'd change a lot of things. And my goal is that maybe this video will help generate some rethinking by potential college students, and even students that are in college right now. Let me start with a big disclaimer. These are just my opinions, and they're probably wrong, but on the off chance someone does find it beneficial, I'm just gonna full send it. First, let's start with the biggest elephant in the room. Was college even the right choice for me in the first place? My answer is a bit of a hedge. I think it was, but I also think I was too immature to jump right into it, right after high school. If I could do it all over again, I would take a year off to work and travel and enjoy my remaining year as a teenager. What's the rush anyway? Graduated 23 instead of 22? Well, in my case, the joke's on me. I took a victory lap, so I needed that extra year anyway. That being said, I do think that in the world we live in today, going straight off to college is less and less of a prerequisite to leveling up in the game of life, like it may have been portrayed even 15 to 20 years ago. But again, I'm just some random dude on the internet, so everyone's different, and so you have to make your own decisions about whether or not what I just said resonates with you. Also, who knows if a company that's looking to hire somebody is going to feel the same way. When I used to hire associates and interns, I would never look at their resume. Truth be told, most of what they're taught in the classroom is never applied to the real world in a direct one-to-one correlation, so why even bother when I'm hiring someone that doesn't have any experience? But I was trying to find the right person and personality, because at the end of the day, the work was never truly that hard, but finding someone with the right mindset was truly the challenge. It's amazing to think about all the technological advancements that have happened in the last 20 years when it comes to the world of education. I mean the basic comforts of learning. The internet can give you the foundational knowledge to dive into any topic and start to learn about it and become experts in that space without ever leaving your room. I think that as we move into the next frontier of education, we need to figure out better ways to capitalize on the most fruitful years of someone's educational timeline by creating more experience-based learning opportunities. I guess the point I'm trying to make here is don't rush off to college just because you think you have to. It will always be there as an option. If I went to college after a couple of years of growing up as a human, I would have had a much better experience and probably a lot better grades. Don't tell my parents. If you have a passion for something that can be done hands-on without college, take that opportunity to do so. Take that opportunity to learn from experience. It'll be such a beneficial advantage for you in the future as you leverage that for other potential opportunities within a company or in your own personal life. Alright, let's switch gears a bit and let's actually talk about things that I wish I knew when I was in college. I wish someone told me to not take classes that make sense for only my major. Now, what do I mean by that? I was pre-med, so that meant I was taking biology, chemistry, math, and anything on the STEM side of the campus. I took a few slack-off classes, of course, but if I could do it all over again, I would dive headfirst into public speaking, acting, debate, computer science, human psychology, design, and many other topics that would not be traditionally seen on the side of the world of pre-med in terms of relevance. Why is that? It's simple, and I'm speaking only from my perspective, from my career that I was going for. If I was going to be joining a career in the world of healthcare, medicine, or the sciences, I have my whole freaking life to be neck deep in those topics and to become a Jedi Master in that field. On the flip side, you wouldn't have the luxury of time to explore the topics on the other side of the course catalog once you join the real world. Now I know for some people they'll tell me that isn't true, but in many cases that is the case. College is your one chance to actually jump in and experience things in a field that might not be where you're going to be for the rest of your life. But if you take a moment to step back and think about it strategically, what would help someone differentiate themselves from all of the other cookie cutter graduates that come out from the same field, that sound the same, that look the same, that act the same, and learn the same way? Yep, you guessed it. The student that went 60 to 75% deep into their degree focus, but also went off the trail a bit to become a bit more well-rounded for the real world. So this is a strategy that I wish I knew about. And so if I could do it all over again, I would be taking classes in coding, debate, public speaking, negotiations, human behavior, human factor design, Microsoft Excel, and an improv class. Those would be the types of classes I would take on top of my STEM classes for my pre-med journey if I could do it all over again. And of course, this strategy would work for whatever degree you're chasing. Find the classes that don't make sense for your degree, but make sense for giving you a better perspective of the world around you and a better advantage when it comes to another applicant. And I think that's just a good life lesson in general. In the short term, it might set you back on paper, but in the long run, it'll pay off exponentially. I really do believe that if I had focused on some of these classes and skills when I was still in college, it would have given me such a head start in life when it comes to being a professional. Because over the last 12 to 13 years, that's what I've spent most of my time doing, is learning those skills that I didn't learn in college. And so for me, I believe that if people can get a head start on this journey while they're in college, it'll do so much for them in terms of laying the foundation for a fantastic career wherever they want to go. The last thing I'll say is don't party too hard your freshman year. You got 3 more years to get your fill. Get your feet under you and find a good balance. I think I'll wrap up this video here. I hope you enjoyed the topic, and if you want more random videos about life in general and want to learn from my mistakes, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button. It does a lot for me as I try to grow this channel. Thanks again for joining me on Adam Theory. Stay curious, ask questions, and build your own theory. Go Bucky.